Hello humans, I am the Black Cat and welcome to Weird Wednesday. This week we look at the story of Edward Mordake, or Mordake. Because his last name has different spellings and I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, I'm just going to refer to him as Edward from now on. Edward was apparently born in the 19th century and heir to an English peerage, but he never claimed the title, preferring instead to live in solidarity. The reason for this is because Edward had an extra face on the back of his head. Apparently the head wouldn't talk, but would smile whenever Edward was upset and sneer whenever Edward was happy. When someone would look at the head, it apparently would look back at them, following them with its eyes. Edward repeatedly begged doctors to have his demon face removed, claiming that it whispered things to him at night, stating that the evil twin, which never sleeps, but talks to me forever of such things as they only speak of in hell. No imagination can conceive the dreadful temptations it sets before me. For some unforgiven wickedness of my forefathers, I am knit to this fiend, for a fiend it surely is. I beg and beseech you to crush it out of human semblance, even if I die for it. But no doctor would attempt it. Edward, out of desperation, took some poison and killed himself at the age of 23. He apparently left a note asking that the demon face be destroyed before he was buried, lest it continues its dreadful whisperings in my grave. Edward and his story was referenced in a medical encyclopedia called Anomalies and Curiosities of Medicine in 1896, along with several other stories about human oddities. It is a sad story, however there is no evidence that Edward ever existed. Apparently research shows that he, along with other oddities mentioned in the book, were also mentioned in an earlier article. It is possible that the writers of the book, both of whom were doctors who apparently had a reputation for stretching the truth, could have met a real person with a second face, and they just embellished the story to make it interesting. Or the writer of the original article could have made it all up. Either way, there's been no proof that Edward was a real person. If you're wondering about the photo, it's apparently just a photo of a wax model that was created based on the story of Edward, and the skull that has been doing the rounds on the internet is also an artist's representation of what Edward's skull would have looked like. So it is a sad story for sure, but in all likelihood, it's not one that's based in reality. Anyway, so a short and rather disappointing one. I was hoping to find something more interesting when I was researching this story, but there you go, they can't all be interesting. Anyway, so that brings us to the end of this mystery. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and I'll catch you next week. Bye!